Remember Adam said that we need a jingle.
Howdy everybody, and welcome to the weekend special.
Yeah.
This is the Praise the Pickle podcast weekend special with this weekend, your host, Kevin. Round of applause for the new host, everyone. Thank you. We do have the the original host of the main podcast to my left.
Hi guys.
Is Benjamin Watts. There he is.
Hi.
And to the right is Daniel Watts.
Hello there.
Who is probably infamous because everyone's infamous on this podcast.
Yep.
It's better than being famous.
But this is the weekend special about the show that came out.
Yeah, what show, Kev?
Thursday, the X019.
Oh, he's only gone and done it. He's done his research.
He got the name right.
I personally didn't actually watch it, so this is going to be more of a that's a weird voice. Some arpeggio in my voice.
Shut up.
I'm going to be listening to Dan and Ben's take on X019 and what they thought of it. I'll be asking some questions, but
Let's test.
as of now, I think I'll hand it over to either one of you to get it going.
You're the host, man.
We're doing it in chronological order, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so both of them took notes of Ale. So, guys, how did it start? What was the opening bit?
A Fortnite trailer.
No.
Yeah, genuinely, that's how it started.
And the funny thing is that it also ended with a Fortnite trailer.
And there was one or two in the middle as well.
Just shoot me now.
But you can fish in Fortnite now, so
On
basically
land.
Zelda, innit?
But not that Kevin would know.
Not that
Zelda
Kevin
is-
would know. No.
Yeah.
Find out on Monday, guys. So, the next one was, of course, they're gonna kick it off with Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Yep. Strong.
Yeah, it actually made me. It sounds so sad. It actually made me a little bit emotional watching a trailer for it. Because it was like, it just looked like a proper epic Star Wars game, and I was like, oh my god, I haven't played a good Star Wars game since like the N64.
And I'm going to be shot for saying this as well, but even the Star Wars series since Disney took over hasn't been all that good, really, has it?
No,
So
exactly.
it felt like a real Star Wars.
Yeah, and just with the music and just how epic it looked, I was just like, oh my god, I can't believe it's out. I'm so excited. And yeah, the trailer was awesome, Kev. You like Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon you'll love the game. But to be fair, if you like Star Wars and you like the combat style from like Dark Souls, that sort of stuff, then you'll probably love it, I imagine.
Can we just talk a bit about how the trailer started out as well? Because it was like a live action trailer at first, where a kid was playing in her imagination with her friends, using an old...
that was so cute. Yeah,
It was awesome, wasn't it? There's this little girl, she was early teens or even younger than that, 12 or whatever, had like a flashlight or a bit of pipe or something, and she was pretending it was a lightsaber, but they added CGI over it, and it was really epic. And she was like using the Force, and obviously it was all in her imagination. And then the dad sees her playing, and the dad comes out and plays the role of the Sith Lord, and and then it kind of shifts into the actual game trailer. It was really cool.
It sort of showed like that generational thing, doesn't it? The fact that Star Wars is now across generations, and it was
okay, that's good.
It was so cute. I think that was part of the reason I got emotional, to be honest. I watched that, and then the trailer came out. I was just like, "Oh my days!" I was so excited.
Yeah. And what's his name? Stig or something came on and did a little bit about how proud he is,
but that was really emotional as well.
Top Gear.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, he came on. Apparently, he's a major character in the next Star Wars movie.
Oh, I'd imagine he has a mask and a helmet on, so and he wears white, so
just Sif Stig.
He's the one that drives the ship.
He drives the Death Star.
Just drifting through space.
Reasonably priced spaceship.
It was a really cool trailer, and his little speech was really nice. He always, every time he's on stage or there's a bit, he always looks a little bit nervous, but at the same time, thrilled and excited and genuinely.
He looks like a proper Star Wars fan.
Yeah, he's a big Star Wars man. You can tell.
It's gonna be dope. I'm so excited to play this game.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
All right, go on, Dan. What's next? Sorry, Kev, that was your job. Sorry, you're the host, not me.
Next, Dan.
Next.
Next.
Ding, ding, ding. So the next... Okay, so basically I was watching on Streamer, which is Microsoft's streaming service, and at this point they were introducing a brand new IP from, who was it, Rare?
Yeah.
Rare Games. And they were like, okay, and now we've got a special world premiere, and it came up on the screen, world premiere, and then the Mixer stream died. So I missed the entire trailer. I had to go on to open another tab, go into YouTube, rewind it, which is so ironic because obviously Mixer is competing with Twitch and it's owned by Microsoft, who also do Xbox. Mm-hmm. So it's super embarrassing. But anyway, so Rare, what else did they make, Ben? Rare? I've gone blank.
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves, that's the big one at the moment. They've got a new game coming out called Everwild, which looks... a bit No Man's Sky-ish.
Yeah.
It had super low poly stylized.
It had exactly the same graphics as Sea of Thieves, basically.
Yeah, proper blocky type graphics, but it was like an alien planet with all these interesting deer creatures and plant hybrid animal type things, and it showed sort of boar pig creatures with their babies, and there was lots of
You don't seem too excited about this one.
No, it's nothing to be excited about, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't really show anything. The world looked interesting and alive, I guess. There was a cool natural world that they were showing, but it didn't really show what it was. There were hunters, I think, skulking around in it, or some kind
God knows. We could draw any conclusion from that trailer, but it won't mean anything. All I know is that the visuals were pretty basic, but very colourful, and the music was very nice. That was all I got from it, really.
Yeah, the music was nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, not really much to say on that one. It's just brand new, and it's not a sequel or anything, so that's, I guess...
Yeah. But that's, to be fair, that's what Xbox need at the minute. They need their new IPs, so they got all the studios for it.
They had a lot of them. They had so many new games.
And what was up next then, Benjamin?
That's me. It feels weird not being the host. I don't like it. Next, my boy Steve Backshall from Obsidian came out.
What?
I should really write down these people's names. A guy from Obsidian.
Isn't Steve Backshall the guy that does the Deadly 60?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Yes, it is.
I nearly said Steve from the Chippy again, and I just didn't want to say it again. So.
He's going to be around forever, Ben. Yeah. It's alright, you can join.
I was so surprised that Obsidian came on so early in the stream, actually.
Yeah, same. But I can see why after seeing the game.
Yeah.
Because the game did not look great, in my opinion. It is a...
Yeah.
It looked unique. So basically, the Xbox presenter people were like, congratulations, everyone loves Outer Worlds and stuff. And I was like, yeah, everyone does love Outer Worlds, great. And then they're like, we have a new game for you. I was like, what? Already?
Yeah.
What is this madness? And it's basically a game called Grounded, which, Borrowers, or Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Tiny People.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's basically, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and they're, tiny in the garden. It's like that, but it's like a survival game.
Like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, and, you sort of, I think you can build bases and stuff, and... So it's like a survival.
That actually looks kind of fun. It would be cool if you play with friends.
Yeah, it just looked.
You can. It looks very
looks
much like a multiplayer game.
I don't know how I feel about it, but yeah.
PC Gamer described it as an adorable survival game.
You're not supposed to look these things up like as we're describing them to you. Isn't that kind of cheating?
Yeah, what are you doing?
No, you're describing it, and then I looked it up.
No, we'll describe it, and that's the opinion you have of it. Okay, your opinion doesn't matter.
I'll put my phone down.
You can write it down and look it up afterwards if it sounds good. But you shouldn't be looking it up during the podcast. That kills the whole point.
That's shocking, man. You're fired. I'm host again.
Excuse me? The host says no.
Right, Kev.
I don't know. I think this one, it looked like a really cool setting.
Yeah, the concept was cool, yeah.
Like, there were spiders, which are obviously just normal sized spiders, but in the game, they're huge. They're like 50 foot tall. And, golf balls.
Watch out, Kevin's going to have a freaking aneurysm. Watch out.
Meteors and insects and all sorts of things. Definitely a multiplayer game. The combat looked a little bit kind of like Rust or Ark, I guess. You had like a spear at one point and they were stabby. I didn't think much of it either. It was another like cell shaded kind of low poly stylized game in a way, but what changed my opinion of how it could be interesting was that it's made by a small team at Obsidian, so it's not a full budget project or anything like that, and B, it's going to be on Xbox Game Pass as a multiplayer game.
That's enough, isn't it? I don't mind that.
So I would give that a go, to be honest.
Yeah, so would I. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But yeah, very Ark, and I think the mechanics looked a bit dated, to be honest.
Do you know when it's coming out?
It did.
I can't remember.
I don't think it's. I imagine next year. Most of the games that we mentioned will come out next year. To be fair.
Yeah.
All right, next, boys.
So the next one, I liked the look of this.
Same.
But the stream chat didn't seem too keen on it.
Really?
So no, it didn't seem it. Wait, have I forgotten to write the name of it?
West of Dead.
West of Dead. Okay, thank you. So set in Wyoming, 1888. It's set in like purgatory, like the place between life and death, after life and death, and it's a Western kind of top-down isometric action RPG dungeon crawler type thing. And it starts off, it's all black and white, like monochrome, with splashes of red. So it's basically black, white, and red all the way through. And it starts off, you see like the bottom half of this cowboy-looking character walking about, and the camera pans up slowly as he's doing this monologue, and you see his face, which is basically like a Ghost Rider skull. It's like a skull with flames coming off it. And did you guys? You saw me playing Hades, right? That game on stream a little while ago. It reminded me quite a lot of that in terms of like rolling and sliding over objects and vaulting, and you had like a little shotgun and a couple of revolvers and all these cool little arena fight type things going on with cool abilities like slow-mo and a bit of melee and bouncing bullets, and yeah, I don't know, it looked really cool.
It looked like quite slow pace. It looked like a tactical top-down sort of like what the vibe I got from it was like more like like okay, grab this guy and then shoot that guy over there and then throw him and roll over the cover, not like
yeah, I can see
sort
that.
of tactical play-by-play sort of thing, kind of like a slower version of Hotline Miami sort of thing. It looks really good.
Yeah, the animation was really nice.
Yeah, it's probably one of the ones I'm more excited about on this list.
Yes, I mean, if the chat were having that kind of vibe, I feel like a lot of the time people don't. I think they just see what they see. They don't broaden their mind as to what else it could.
Yeah. To be fair though, the chat were toxic all the way through it. So.
Well, that's just the internet, though, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm pretty hyped for this one. I think it'll be good. If it's on Xbox Game Pass, even better.
If it's Xbox Studios, it will be. Everything they release is Game Pass.
Really?
Everything, yeah. I said it in there. Literally every single game that they release is day one Game Pass. There's no.
I didn't realise it was everything. That's nuts.
Yeah, Gears of War 5.
Even more nuts than I thought.
Gears of War 5 was day one release. Obsidian Outer Worlds, day one release. Halo's going to be day one release. Everything.
What was that?
Well, no, Halo wasn't in it. Halo was E3. They said that's going to be day one Game Pass. It's literally everything. If it's Microsoft Studios, it's going to Game Pass. It's insane. It's completely bonkers.
Yeah, and we'll get to that a bit later. The Game Pass announcements in this show were nuts.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
All right.
Next.
Fly through these next few, Ben.
Rust is coming to Xbox.
Woo.
Kart Rider Drift is coming to. This looked really good.
That a little bit, yeah. Because you missed them. There's a big Sea of Thieves update, but
I didn't care about that.
Hey man, Sea of Thieves is pretty big. I don't know. Quite a lot of people out there like it.
Yeah, but we don't.
We don't. So. Kart Rider looked naff until I saw them playing it live on stage, and then I was like, actually, that looks really fun. Go on, Ben. Tell us about it.
Kart Rider Drift. Okay, so here's for perspective. The first point I wrote down was knock off Mario Kart.
That's exactly what I wrote. A Mario Kart wannabe, lol.
Exactly, yeah. But then they showed two people playing against each other on it, and it's kind of like Mario Kart, but with all the cars using nitrous constantly. It's really so fast, yeah. And
that's cool.
With a massive focus on drifting and stuff like that, but it's like a proper arcadey looking thing, and again, it will come to Game Pass, and it will be such a good game for us to just jump on and play. It's like playing Mario Kart. Do you know what I mean? We can all just go on and be like, oh, you want to play a few races of this and get all competitive, and it looks well good, man.
I literally wrote could be a good game on Game Pass to play with friends. Also, I don't think it's just Game Pass. It's just a free game. It's completely free.
Oh yeah, it's a ex-mobile game.
Yeah, they said it's a 16-year-old franchise. I've never heard of it personally, but apparently it's the first time it's come into the system. It's big on customization, which basically, I guess it'll be like Rocket League, where there'll be hundreds of skins and things you can get. Yeah. And really
as long as the whole game is available, then I don't care. Otherwise, I just won't play it.
yeah, I agree. I'm excited for that. Next one.
Yep. Do it.
Kev, your hosting's insane.
Thank you.
Your hosting is sick. The next one, I'm really hyped for this. Some people are worried. I think it's going to be wicked. So this is a game by Ninja Theory, who made Hellblade that we spoke about a few weeks back. They also made Devil May Cry games. What else did they do, Ben?
Senua's Sacrifice.
Yeah, I said that. There was another one they did. Heavenly Sword or something?
Yeah, basically loads of hack and slash games, yeah.
Yeah, like proper 3D action combat games. Have you heard of Bleeding Edge yet, Kevin? The new game?
No.
So Bleeding Edge is a 4v4 third-person team competitive game, which seems to be pretty much completely based around melee combat rather than ranged.
Ooh, I like that.
The trailer was sick. It was all CGI, so it wasn't really a gameplay trailer. It did show some gameplay later, but the CGI trailer was so cool because it showed all the different characters. So you know how Overwatch has a range of sort of quirky, interesting, unique characters. You know, obviously you've got a monkey, and then you've got an angel who's a healer, and blah blah blah. Like this had that same kind of vibe, but the characters look so cool. What did you think, Ben?
The characters look dope. It basically looked like I wrote here, if Borderlands and Overwatch had a baby, that's the characters that would come out.
Don't talk about Borderlands.
You had a katana wielding cowboy who was literally a cowboy with samurai swords, and then you had like a heavy metal robot type dude who had a massive axe, which was also like an electric guitar, and you had an old lady with psychic powers and a massive orb floating above her head. There was my favorite one was the it was like a skeleton
with a
snake,
like
a dead body with a snake that was controlling it like a puppet, and the snake was talking and going, this puppet's like really stupid. But they were so interesting, all these different characters, and every single one was completely different to the last one.
That's cool. That sounds really good.
It looks so much fun, and it's coming out on March 24th, Windows, Steam, Xbox. They announced a new character for the beta players, which is a healer harasser type person, which is some girl who has a bit of ranged attack, which I thought was interesting. That's why I mentioned it.
In terms of the, obviously I don't know how much you know, but is it like a objective based game, or is it just simply like
I imagine there will be objectives. It looks very, very Overwatch in terms of the back and forth team play with healers and tanks and DPS and that kind of thing going on. So I imagine there would have to be objectives. Yeah. I mean, there are people playing it in like closed betas right now.
That's cool.
I think if it's balanced well and there's no Reaper, then it will be so
There's always
good.
a Reaper in a game, Dan.
I know, for a while it will be, but there are people playing it now. There's a whole community of people, closed beta, playing it.
I'm personally remaining quiet because I really wanted to hear your opinions on this. The gameplay looks awful.
Do you think so?
I think genuinely it looks terrible.
I don't know. I did think it could go that way because I've played so many over-the-shoulder like hack and slash.
It looks horrendous, man. Honestly, you cannot go from playing a game like anything, any modern game. You can't go from playing that to playing this. It looks horrendous, and I reckon it's going to flop big time. Personally,
I disagree. I think if they price it well and it's not.
Doesn't mean anything, man. Like there's all these competitive games either hit or miss, basically, and I reckon this is just going to miss the mark because the gameplay is just not fun. It doesn't look fun at all.
I'm not expecting it to be like an Overwatch killer. I mean, look at the studio making it. They're a pretty small studio, right? I just think it will be a really, really fun 4v4 game with a competitive scene, maybe, but it's not going to be like Major League esports or anything.
Going by that and what Ben's perspective, it kind of sounds like it would just be like a gimmicky game that you play with your mates for a bit and then that'll be it.
I thought it looks really polished. Like the animations were wicked.
No, they weren't. Dan, come on, it looks awful.
No, man, I'm not just being like roasting it here. I genuinely think it looks like it could be a lot of fun. Like you had all these different abilities, you had stuns and locks, and you had freezes and escapes, dashes. It was the only thing that I spotted that looked a bit funky was I don't know how any kind of locking on is going to work in close quarters combat. So obviously in Dark Souls or whatever, you lock on to your opponent and you can roll and dodge, and you're always kind of facing them. This kind of looked like they were just swinging in the general direction of the opponent. So
and that's part of the skill.
Maybe, exactly. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work out. I think it's going to be pretty good. I mean, I think it's going to end up like For Honor, which
I had that in my head.
It flopped really hard, but there is still a really hardcore community that play it and love it and got really, really, really good at it. I feel like it might go down that path, but I'm hyped. I think it's going to be good. And it's Ninja Theory, man. Like, if anybody can make a third-person action game, it's Ninja Theory. They don't have the multiplayer experience.
I know, which is why I was so surprised by how terrible the gameplay looked. But, I mean, we'll have to wait and see.
I disagree.
Yeah. I say wait and see and move on to...
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
We're alternating.
Next, I mean, there was a Planet Coaster trailer.
Oh, big one.
It looked so good.
Yeah, didn't it? I was so surprised to hear you say that.
I really want to play it.
I thought it was going to be like Roller Coaster Tycoon.
No.
But the detail of the stuff happening in your... So you know Roller Coaster Tycoon, Kevin, or theme park?
Yeah.
You make roller coasters as crazy as you can. It seemed to have a lot of... This was a CGI trailer, bearing in mind, not gameplay. But...
It showed some game in-engine stuff, didn't it?
It looked like in-engine, but it's hard to say, I think. But the detail of what was happening inside the theme park, like all the different characters walking around and the different attractions and mini games, and there were people doing like little archery games, and there were people on these crazy roller coasters, and there were clowns walking about. But it was just, it felt so alive, if that makes sense.
Mate, I just want to make a theme park, man. It just looks so good. I just want to make some dope-ass theme park. That's what I want to do.
I'm hoping that it is like that, like it's a full, like... The game, the theme park that you make will feel alive, and you will actually be able to monitor people doing cool stuff, and maybe even participate.
That's usually how those games work, to be fair.
Yeah, but before it was just like generic crowds of people walking from thing to thing. Like if you can actually zoom in and play some of the little mini games yourself, or interact with things on a more personal level, I think it'll be wicked. Excited for that.
Yeah.
Next one then is the first game that we'd seen so far that didn't have cartoony stylized graphics.
Yeah, pretty much.
Felt like the theme of the entire event. It was all like cartoony, low poly stuff. It's a game from the people that made Life is Strange, which, if you haven't played it, is really, really good.
Yeah, it is quite good.
It's really good. The studio's called Don't Nod. Graphics look really realistic. It's about two twins and their story. It seems to be kind of heavy, like they're going through. They had some childhood trauma, and they're kind of revisiting that and exploring the roots of their past and talking about their connection with each other as twins. The game is called Tell Me Why, coming out in summer 2020. It looked, as I say, it looked a bit heavy, but it looked like the voice acting in the trailer was phenomenal. Phenomenal. And I thought it looked pretty good. I don't know. Hard to say from that trailer, but I thought it looked pretty good.
I mean, I thought it looked okay, but it still uses the crappy, outdated engine that Life is Strange uses, and it looked a bit terrible, in my opinion.
I don't think it looked terrible. I think it looked alright.
Are you sure? Were you high when you watched this?
I don't think so. It looked alright. It didn't look like amazing, but I think maybe it looked alright in contrast to all the cartoon games that we'd seen so far. But yeah, I'm not super hyped to it or anything. I just thought it looked alright. Yeah.
Why do I get this one?
What? Are you crazy? I'll take this one if you want.
No, you can talk about this card.
Okay.
This one is called The Artful Escape.
This looked wicked.
It's basically playing as... okay, imagine... Alright, Kevin, close your eyes.
Alright, I'm closing.
Imagine you're Elton John.
Okay.
And then... Now, take...
Is it weird that I'm sitting behind a piano?
That I mean, you're getting into character, I like it. And now take 12 grams of MDMA.
Oh, fuck. Oh, I mean, I've never taken it before, so
Just
but you got imagine. Yeah, imagine my imagination.
Yeah. And now open your eyes.
Yeah.
Pick up that guitar.
Oh.
And don't let your dreams be
transformed
dreams.
into a guitar. He took so many drugs.
It is the trippiest looking game. It's literally, right, it's basically, so I've written basically playing as one of Elton John's trips. Because like you're literally
used the word trip like 2 or 3 times. It's nuts.
It looks just insane, completely insane. But yeah, that's...
So I think the best way to imagine the actual game is like, you know, if you were to break up a character into, draw them on a piece of paper, cut them out, and cut out their arms and their legs and their head separately, and then like pin them all together so they like flap about. Your character's a little bit flappy, proper like hippie type wannabe rock star, and it's side scrolling, and you basically are. The trailer starts off, you put a vinyl record on, and then suddenly you trip out. But you're side scrolling through these worlds, playing this guitar. I'm hoping it's like a rhythm game of sorts, because you're riffing along and playing all these like psychedelic tunes, and as you're playing, these alien environments are just opening up behind you, and these crazy massive creatures and plants are coming to life and responding to you and looking at you, and all the worlds are different, and at one point you're kind of on a stage and playing to this massive audience. It's so weird. I think you're skateboarding at one point in it as well.
It just looks
the whole
insane,
world
man.
just dances as you're playing. It's completely and utterly nuts.
It
know,
sounds
I think
you know the
wacky,
like the music video to Yellow Submarine, or the artwork to Yellow Submarine.
Yeah.
You know, just that like psychedelic stuff. Like it basically has that vibe. So
I think this is going to suit a very particular audience
Yeah.
very, very well, and they're going to love
Sam, maybe.
it. He liked the Beatles, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. That's that anyway. So on to the biggin. One of the biggins.
One of the big ones. There were so many big ones.
Yeah.
Project X Cloud, which is the Microsoft Xbox game streaming thingy.
Can we
Stadia.
just call this the moment that Xbox killed Google?
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Yeah.
So in comparison,
This whole segment was the most cringy thing.
Oh, it was terrible. Kev, you have to watch it. It's so funny.
It's so awful. They get one of the production managers, this lady on stage. I don't think she's ever been on stage before.
I don't think she's ever spoken to another human being before.
It's so weird. Bless her. She was obviously trying, but
she was reading off a script, basically. It was just like,
oh my god, in the worst possible way. The guy that she was with, the other lad from Microsoft, was proper kind of chill and responding to things and organically, moving around when things went wrong and whatnot. And she was just like this dead-eyed stare with this massive fake smile on. And it was almost like, oh, it's my turn to speak. My line is... And then she would say her line in a way that you might hear it in a radio commercial or something. It was so weird.
Do you like video games?
It was just like that.
Well, do we got the video game for you? It was just, oh man, it was
the whole thing
awful.
was like that. The whole thing was just like that.
That brings us on to the first. Can I say the first awkward bit?
Yeah, go on.
All right, yeah. So they're doing the interview, yeah, and then suddenly she's just like staring like with this massive like robot smile on her face, just staring at the interviewer, and then just like 5 seconds later she just goes, "We missed a bit."
So funny.
And then she just continues like a robot again. It's like someone just threw in a virus or something, and she was like, "Hold on, just got to delete that."
Anyway, so do you guys like video games?
If she'd said the exact same line with the exact same like nuances and inflections in every single syllable, like it had been repeated, like rewinded and replayed, I wouldn't have been surprised at all.
Yeah,
it would have felt right. I don't know what other awkward bit you're talking about, but the actual content that they're coming out with was actually pretty damn good.
Oh, so I got the other awkward bit when they're talking about supporting other game controllers.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, so now this was the robot woman talking, and they were saying that they're supporting the jungle cat monster razor controller, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And then she was like, and the Sony DualShock 3, and the whole audience went, It was like, just showed Xbox fans, man. Like, come on, they're just.
And this is an event for fans as well. The people that go there are like crazy Xbox fanboys.
Yeah.
It's not like a general media thing. And that you could tell that throughout the event. The crowd was so.
Oh, that one guy!
So
one guy, man! Oh,
yeah. And one of the presenters actually said, "Where is that noise coming from?" At one point, this one guy was like, "Yeah, woo,
yeah! Oh my god!"
It was so bad. But yeah, so 50 games are currently available on xCloud, which is already like 3 or 4 times more than what Stadia has at launch, with tons more to come. Xbox Game Pass is coming to it, which has another couple of 100 games or more.
It's like perfect.
xCloud is coming to PC next year. We knew it would at some point, but they've announced it officially. Controllers, as Ben said, it's currently on Android, but it will be coming to iOS and other devices. It's expanding to other regions, which we don't really care about, but Canada, Western Europe, Japan, India, coming soon. They invite the guy from EA on stage, Ken Moss, who looks drunk as shit. Like,
I felt so bad for him because he was like, I feel like he's not very good at interviews, sort of thing. He didn't know where to look for the entire thing. He was just looking everywhere. He was like, oh, that's a nice lampshade you got there. Oh. Yeah. Oh, my arm's bleeding. Oh no. It's just
my arm's bleeding.
It was just his eyes were all over the shop, man.
Yeah,
bonkers.
It was really awkward.
That moment there with Ken Moss, the robot girl, and the Asian dude. That just watching that moment of all three of them on stage, and it was just the most awkward set of interviewees you could possibly have on one stage. It was so funny.
The worst chemistry I've ever seen on stage ever.
It's terrible. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it for xCloud for now, but it's exciting.
No, they pretty much announced that all of Game Pass is coming to it as well.
Oh, I said that. Yeah. X Pass is going to be integrated. I don't know whether that means you'll get xCloud as part of Game Pass. If you do, that's insane.
To be honest, with the way Xbox are going, that wouldn't surprise me if they did that.
No, it wouldn't. That's insane if they do that.
Yeah.
And that's it. They did some announcements.
Cool.
Next.
And then the some games coming to Game Pass, but I'll mention all the games that come to Game Pass. We'll mention at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Let's do
that. Cool. So the next game they announced was a game called Drake Hollow. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Which is a co-op farm survival game, maybe? It kind of looks like Stardew Valley, but worse. It didn't look very good. Go on, Dan.
It looks alright. I mean, yeah,
it looked naff. It was
blocky, cartoony thing. It is like
thing.
a farming survival type thing, but
Yeah.
there's action elements to it. There's a cool little unique things. You start off by going through this portal into a weird alienish world, and there are creatures and dark spirit type things. You have to plant mushrooms, it seems, rather than plants, to feed the local creatures, the friendly ones, and then build up wells and a little system of things. And then you play online with your friends, and at one point you see people grinding around on these wires, which looks kind of fun, I guess. They had bows, they had arrows, they had tennis rackets.
So when those people were like grinding on the wires, I was like, oh, don't worry, the people from Fortnite are here, because they all just look like Fortnite characters. It was just
yeah, they did actually, graphically speaking, definitely. The creatures kind of look like the bad thing in Stranger Things, I guess is the best way to describe it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I mean, the weapons look kind of cool. Like, one guy had a tennis racket with like electricity. It was kind of like the weapons that you would craft in Dead Island or what's the other one, Dying Light or something. You just like rig some elemental thing to a random household object and swing that about. Meh. I would say meh. But again, Game Pass. So every time I saw a meh game, I was like, I wouldn't buy that. And then I see some Game Pass, I'm like, actually, I might try that. So
why not?
It changes everything.
It's crazy, isn't it? Actually, to think that most people won't play some of these games, but at least you can give them a try, kind of thing.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like the old days of getting demo discs in your magazines and stuff.
Oh my god! Oh,
try stuff. You know what I mean?
Don't remind me. So good.
Go on, Ben. Big one.
Is this a big one?
That big boy out there.
For a lot of people, it's a huge thing. Yeah.
I didn't really understand this, to be honest. You might want to do this one. I didn't get it.
Are we talking about the same thing, Halo?
Yeah.
So
I didn't get where it fit in terms of the Master Chief Collection and stuff.
So the Master Chief Collection is the remastered Halo series in 4K with fancy
No, I know what that is,
right?
But was Halo Reach in that?
Yeah, it was always going to be. It was every mainstream first-person Halo game.
Yeah, but the Master Chief Collection is already out on Xbox, right?
Yeah, but it's not
and
out on
Halo Reach
PC.
is in that.
Yeah.
So the announcement was just Halo Reach is coming to PC.
Yeah, but this is the first time a proper Halo game has been on PC. That's why it's a big deal.
No, I get that. I didn't understand where it fit in, if that makes sense. Because they were like, upgraded to 4K and all that fancy stuff and whatnot. I was like, okay, cool. And then I was like, but I didn't know if it was part of the Master Chief Collection on the Xbox or if it's a new one coming out. Or
okay.
I didn't. You see what I mean? I didn't really get where.
No, actually,
where the was.
Now that you say it, I hadn't made that connection. I haven't really looked into it, but
I'll look it up.
Okay,
go on.
Let's keep it short in that case. Halo Reach, which I thought was actually one of the better Halo games, if not one of the best.
Yeah, definitely.
Coming out on the 12th of March next year. It's coming to Steam, which is kind of interesting. As part of the Master Chief Collection, it's going to be 4K HDR, all that fancy stuff. It'll be the first modern Halo release. I mean, obviously we had Halo 1 on PC, I think, and Halo 2, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know. I don't think so.
It's either the first Halo or the first modern Halo game on PC. And again, Master Chief Collection is coming to Game Pass. Oh, man, that's crazy.
But that's the bit I don't get. So Halo Reach is already out as part of the Master Chief Collection on Xbox. So basically, is this saying that they're rolling out the Master Chief Collection for PC game by game? Because, right, okay.
We knew that was going to happen anyway.
Oh, I didn't know that, so yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what they were always going to do. This is just the announcement of the first one with a release date.
So, Halo, when was the release date?
The 12th of March.
Sick. I don't like Halo, so moving on. Flight Simulator, which looked pretty damn stunning.
This was crazy. This blew my mind. And they said at the start, this is all in engine.
Yeah, I've never seen anything look as good as that. Ever. Not even real life, man. I was just like...
No, genuinely.
Yeah. I didn't give anything away. You just basically fly planes around in a really pretty looking place.
What we do know, Ben, is that they've literally taken some of the most advanced satellite photography of the entire planet to such a high degree of fidelity that you can fly to your own house. You can fly to any building on the planet, bar some.
I said
off.
that when I spoke to you about E3. This was before podcast days. I spoke to you about E3, and I said, it said it was powered by Azure, or whatever it's called. Do you reckon that means they've actually captured the world, sort of thing? And you're like, no, they wouldn't have done that.
Oh yeah, I probably wouldn't have believed it at the time, but yeah, I've seen more.
But they've actually got like Earth.
Yeah, the whole of the planet.
Captured
You can fly
Earth, and
anywhere.
you fly around Earth.
So you could see your own house.
Yeah, and the graphics are so crisp, like especially in 4K, that you can fly low enough to be able to see your own house.
Oh my god.
That is
or
insane.
any other building on the planet that you want, except maybe Area 51, which will just mysteriously be a mountain, but.
Or just be a massive trampoline instead.
Everyone's just bouncing on it, all the aliens.
All the aliens just bounce. I love it.
There's got to be some Easter eggs in there somewhere. But yeah, this looks crazy, man.
It looks insane.
I'm actually hyped for this. If I had a really powerful rig, I would be straight on this. I think it's going to be one of the most impressive visually.
Yeah, but it's also
games.
going to be one of the most difficult to run, I reckon. To run at that sort of fidelity is going to be insane.
Yeah, it's going to be like the new benchmarker.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it basically look. Yeah. It's mad. Anyway, next game. Is this me?
Yeah,
No,
whatever. Yeah.
No, I'll do it. I've written Age of fucking Empires 4 in caps. So Age of Empires. I'm bloody hyped, man. This looks amazing. I can't wait for this. It looks like proper old school Age of Empires, but just like new. I can't explain it. It looks so good.
Did you play as much of Age of Empires 1 and 2 as I did?
I played loads of 2, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Did you play much of Age of Empires, Kev?
Yeah, man. Do you remember race? Is it race car?
Yeah, we spoke about this before, actually, didn't we? Yeah. Well, the cheat codes that people used to run. So, yeah.
No, it's Age of Empires 4 is going to be amazing, like without a doubt. They don't have to worry too much about balancing and things like that. It's just a fun game. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be good. I'm very, very excited. Yeah. Visually, it looks very nice as well.
It does actually. Yeah. It
does. Yeah.
And also, I must say that credit to the lady that went on stage and gave the presentation. She was by herself on stage. She was excellent. Yeah, very genuinely good. Showed a proper passion for this. It's a 20-year-old series. It's pretty nuts.
It's madness. It looks very, very good. On to you, Mr. Danny Boy.
Crossfire. When they announced Crossfire X, or they said the name first of all, I couldn't quite remember where I'd heard it or what it was, and then it kind of hit me all of a sudden. And Crossfire is a Chinese game, I believe, or Korean game or something. I think it's Chinese. But it's basically Counter-Strike.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's the most popular shooter in China. It's free to play, I believe, the first one. It's just called Crossfire. It's huge. I think it has more players than any other first-person shooter on the planet. It's a massive, massive game. That's why they made a big deal about it. But this reveal was pretty interesting because it was like a mini documentary.
I was in the toilet, to be honest. I didn't see this bit.
Okay, well,
I was inside the toilet.
It was inside it. You climbed in and put the lid down above you.
Yeah, I was scared.
Goodbye, Charlotte.
So you guys have both played Counter-Strike, haven't you?
Yes. Love it.
So the announcement was interesting because they did like a mini documentary where they sent one of their Xbox presenter interviewer people to 3 different countries who were all collaborating on this game. I think it was Korea, Finland, and America, I think. 3 pretty big studios. And they got down to it and they were talking to the people that were making it and the different developers, and they all sounded pretty hype about it. And then they finally showed the gameplay trailer, and it's Counter-Strike. That's it. This is called Crossfire X. It's free to play. It's literally Counter-Strike.
Let's move on.
Bit clunkier, but yeah, it's Counter-Strike. There's literally, I can't find anything else different about it at all. It's
fair enough.
Counter-Strike. Go on, Ben. You saw the next one, right?
Oh God. I've written Last Stop, and then the only thing I've written is looks weird. I can't remember what it is.
Did I write the name of it?
Last Stop is what it's called.
Oh, okay, that's the only bit that I missed.
What was it? I can't remember.
So this was like another cartoony, stylized low poly. It was kind of like a mix between Twin Peaks, Sherlock Holmes. You seem to play as different characters, like 3 or 4 different characters. It's all narrative driven, and they're all spying on their weird neighbor. And they're kind of, it starts off, they're all looking over their balcony at their weird reclusive old man who lives next door, and they're all talking about him and making up rumors and stuff. And then later on in the trailer, it turns out that there is all this supernatural stuff going on. Like you see people with glowing eyes and giant kind of magic birds. At one point, there's a first-person scene. Oh yeah, and then there's like a body swap bit where the man and the young.
You know, I
young
don't
man
remember
and
this
old man,
at all. I know I saw it, but I just don't know what you're talking about.
a young man and an old man swap bodies, and they're talking to each other about how they swap bodies, and how it all happened, and 16 going on 60, that kind of thing. Yeah, kind of a psychological, narrative-driven game with really, basically, felt really naff. The voice acting, like
It looked a bit naff. Yeah.
it looked a bit naff. Yeah.
Cool. The next game was
The Fortnite trailer. Sorry.
Oh, was it?
And then
Fortnite
there was
trailer.
a Fortnite trailer here. Yeah.
And then Minecraft Dungeons.
I'm well hyped for this.
I'm very hyped, but my god, that interview was terrible. It was like horrendous.
It wasn't really an interview.
No, but they were like, we can just show you the game, it's fine. And the guy, he had no idea what to say. It was just atrocious. But
To be fair, I think that was a lot of the presenter's fault. So basically, there was 3 of them playing on stage live, getting through this dungeon in the game, and then they give the 4th controller to the girl presenting it. And before she had the controller in her hand, she was okay. But after they gave it to her, I think she was struggling to focus on the gameplay and ask good questions, and it just got a bit weird.
But it looks really good though. It looks like a Minecraft Diablo.
Yeah, with revived mechanics. Doesn't look too hardcore. Looks like it would just be kind of a relaxing.
Because you're not hardcore.
You're not hardcore.
Yeah, I liked the bit where they were in the dungeon, and he was like, "This game's completely randomly generated. I have no idea why this room is full of cows."
Yeah.
I just got into this level of the dungeon. It's just hundreds of cows. He's like, that's not supposed to happen.
All right. So there's one more game announcement. Is that right?
Was there?
Right at the end, after the Game Pass stuff.
Oh yeah.
So let's do that and then the Game Pass stuff.
Okay.
Go.
Oh, okay. Wasteland 3. I haven't played any of the others. I've heard they're pretty good, but super hardcore. Like, oh god, I said it again.
Because you're not hardcore.
You're not hardcore.
Yeah.
For everything. Wasteland 3, I don't know, they hyped it up big time, and it was supposed to be the last announcement of the show.
I thought this looked wicked.
Man, you
The
guys usually aren't
environments-
quite that split with opinions
No,
of
we're not,
games,
are we?
other than
No.
Borderlands.
The environments looked really good. Like the world building and the storytelling in the environments looked cool.
That it literally looked like a modern day version of Divinity.
Nah.
Did you not get that vibe from it at all?
I get the vibe that that's what it's trying to be. It feels more like a modern day version of like Fallout 1 or 2. I feel like it's going to feel a bit clunky, but I don't know. I'm kind of excited that the person that did all the music for the Quentin Tarantino movies is doing all the music for this. That's pretty dope.
Don't listen to Kev, he's wrong. Okay, it's a co-op. It's a co-op RPG where your decisions matter, like in Outer Worlds, and it's like tactical shooter style. It looks really good. Ignore him.
Yeah, but the first 2 were really hard. As in, if you did the wrong things for too long, you would have to reload a save from like 2 or 3 hours ago and start all over again.
Yeah, but they're old. Wasteland 1 and 2 are very, very old.
Yeah.
Like Wasteland 3, they're going to make
I'm-
it a bit better quality of life wise, I reckon.
I will keep an open mind on this one, but I think
Good.
they're going to have a lot
Open
of
mind is a
competition.
good mind.
They're going to have a lot of competition.
Oh yeah, I mean to be fair, they're already like competing with the likes of like Disco Elysium and stuff, that sort of vibe. Anyway,
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate, yeah.
So how do you want to do this bit, Ben?
Have you got an extensive list?
Yes.
Okay, I'll name the 2 bits that were separate, yeah, and then you go through everything else that was announced.
I don't remember the 2 bits that were separate.
I'll do them. Okay, so the Mad Boys from Square Enix were there.
Oh yeah.
And they've announced that, get ready, Kevin, prepare your eardrums, because you can finally enter the world of Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 2, 13, 13 2, and 15 are all coming to Game Pass. And 12.
And yeah.
Are all going to Game Pass.
One at a time.
One at a time.
Order.
But that is mad, isn't it? 7 to 15.
Lightning returns, whatever that is. I think that's another 13.
Yeah, so it's 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 2, 12, 13, 13 2, 13 Lightning returns, 15. So, yeah, that's very exciting. And Kingdom Hearts is now coming to Xbox. So they're both...
That's cool. Oh, I've always wanted to play Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, all of them are as well.
All of them,
Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 remix, whatever that is, plus 2.8 prologue, whatever that is.
And then 3's coming out eventually.
Yeah, but the demo's out now, like right now.
What, right now?
Yeah,
like right
literally
now.
Right now. You
the second.
play the demo.
And then do you want me to do the other separate announcement?
I don't remember what it is, so yeah, go for it.
Yakuza Kiwami 0 and Kiwami 2 are also coming to Game Pass. So
Yakuza games were really good. Really good.
Yeah. So just for the record, so far we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games coming to Game Pass. Right, Dan?
Prepare there's a couple more as well.
Just a few,
yeah. Yeah, so we've got Rage 2, which was announced a little while ago, Bethesda game. Yeah, received okay. We've got Ninjago Movie, which is a Lego game. We've got Remnant from the Ashes, which I am hyped for, and you two need to get on that because it's a 3-player game and it looks so good.
It looks really good.
I've been so hyped to play this for so long. I just haven't picked it up because I haven't been able to afford it and whatnot. But mate, this looks sick. Yeah, and that's it. No, it's not really it. There's a couple more. We've got the Talos Principle, awesome puzzle game. Age of Wonders Planetfall, supposed to be pretty good. Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, so we can replay the old classic.
I'm going to play this, man. I'm excited.
those are all coming out like pretty much now, one at a time.
Yeah, well, Age of Empires came out last week.
Yeah, so a few of them were basically on Game Pass right now, and the rest will be any day. Around Christmas time, we've also got a couple more. We've got The Witcher 3. We've got Halo Reach.
Oh, that's pretty mad.
We've got Darksiders 3. We've got My Friend Pedro.
I want to play that.
We've got The Life is Strange. We've got The Real Strings.
Life is Strange 2, by the way.
Sorry, Life is Strange 2. One of the names I missed, it was like The Real Strings something.
Red Strings Club. It's a really good indie game. Dan, you would love that. Play it.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. We had, obviously, the Yakuza trilogy and Final Fantasy. Minecraft Dungeons is coming to Xbox Game Pass. Flight Simulator, that new state-of-the-art tech game. Bleeding Edge, which is that melee game that we talked about earlier. Grounded, which we talked about earlier. Wasteland 3, which we talked about already. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. So those are all coming as well. So yeah, pretty good list. Oh wait, no, there's a couple more actually. We've also got Skatebird, which looks so good.
This is Kevin. This is your game of the year, man. Next year, I'm calling it already.
So Skatebird is a game where you play as birds on skateboards.
Oh my god! Wait, you can play as a seagull, do you reckon?
Probably, yeah.
It's probably DLC, isn't it?
Oh,
maybe.
You know, it's worth it.
Worth it. You had a game called Carrion, which is like a pixel art side-scrolling game.
Have you guys not seen this game?
Carrion?
Yeah.
It looks pretty nuts in the trailers.
So it's basically a reverse Metroidvania. So you play as the monster.
Yeah.
It's Devolver Digital. It got announced at PC Game Show last E3, and it looks amazing. I cannot wait for it.
Oh, sick. So that's coming to Game Pass as well. Awesome. Fogs, which is, I think, a 2-player game where you play as a 2-headed dog on both ends, and anyway.
Anyway.
Supraland, which looks pretty good actually.
Alright, quick fire, just chuck them out, go.
Scourgebringer, Lunar Lights, Chris Tales, Double Kick Heroes, Haven, Levelhead, My Friend Pedro, It Lurks Below, Forager, Cyber Shadow, The Red Lantern, and Edge of Eternity. So that's how many games is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 in this list, and I probably missed a few.
Have you included Final Fantasy and Yakuza?
No. Oh yeah, as a series. So if you include them separately, that brings it up to about 90.
So add 11 to that, whatever your number was.
So yeah, like 46.
That's
and again,
absolutely
I probably missed
insane.
Yeah, that's literally crazy. All those games are complete. I keep saying free. Obviously, they're not free.
Yeah, but £4 a month, man.
Like, I've been considering buying Remnant from the Ashes for ages. It's like a £30-40 game, and that's 8 months worth of Game Pass.
I mean, all three of us are loving Outer Worlds so far. That's a £40 game.
That's a year's worth of Game Pass.
We've just done a year's worth of Game Pass in that one game.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Got a lot on our hands, guys.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can play these games without having to pay for them first, like, that gets me so hyped to give new games an opportunity to shine and just explore new things. Like, I found some really cool stuff on Game Pass already, and the fact that all of these are coming to Game Pass, I think they said all of these are coming to PC. I think
most of them probably will. Yeah,
but because obviously the Xbox list is different to the PC list, but I think over time they're going to start to merge.
Yeah, no, but now that the it's available for PC, developers will just put it on both now anyway. If you know what I mean,
exactly.
because it's out there. So, Kevin, what did you think?
I mean, if the term "they killed it" could be put anywhere, I feel like it. Definitely killed it. Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, just the sheer amount of games that they're bringing out, just the. I don't know. It's just,
I think they finally got the message now. They've, the last 2 years at E3, everyone's been complaining at Microsoft saying they haven't got enough games. You get an Xbox, what are you going to play on it? There's not enough games. And they've spent the last 2 years just being like, you know what? Screw you guys. Screw Sony. We're winning now. They're like, right, Game Pass, here you go. £4 a month, you can play every game. And now they're just like buying all these companies, just releasing so many games. And it's just insane. Like, I'm at the point now where I reckon next generation I'm going to buy an Xbox and not a PlayStation.
Oh my god, you're making me saucy.
I'm seriously considering it too.
Yeah, I just feel like they have the right idea and PlayStation just don't at this point in time. When was the last time you heard some good Sony news? Honestly, when was the last time you heard it?
I think the difference and the caveat to all of this is, regardless of the quantity of games that they announced, there were only a few, I could probably count on less than a hand, really, really high budget, high end, top quality, crazy AAA games.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with
don't have a problem with that either, because I like indie games.
Whereas Sony seem to be going more for, let's really hold on tight to our exclusives and, get them perfect and release them as proper high quality products.
Yeah.
So I think Sony's probably for a while going to have 2 or 3 games a year which just blow everything out of the water. Death Stranding might be an example, maybe.
Yeah, but even that's not an exclusive anymore, so...
No, it's PC, you're right, yeah. So, obviously, yeah, it's a different story, that. But I don't know, man. Like, this is crazy. The amount of games here... I only want to play, 5% of them, but that's enough for £5 a month. Like, that's enough.
Yeah. So all in all, it was a good conference, more for the sheer volume than the quality. There was far too much cartoony stuff in there. There needed to be a bit more story-based
I feel like
things
some of it, going by what you were saying, it lacked a bit of professionality. Does that take a word?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Xbox always run their conferences like they're a bunch of 16-year-olds doing a freaking... Yeah.
They do, actually. Yeah, they really do.
School project.
Hey guys, welcome to X019. Can I get a whoop whoop? Yeah, whoop whoop.
It's just like, oh man, it's just horrendous to watch, but then they just pay that one dude to just whoop through the entire thing.
The whole audience was oh my god, the people in the background of some of the close-up shots were so funny.
Yeah, I know. You see the big guy that on the left of him when he was talking, and he looked like
the really thick glasses on.
I think he was black. I think.
Oh, the one that looked baked out of his mind.
Yeah.
and he kept showing up every 20 minutes. He'd just show up in the background, and he'd be standing there, and he seemed to roll up his sleeves or take off an item of clothing every time you saw him. But he was always just blankly staring into the camera, and his eyes were half shut. And he was so stoned.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
yeah. Sorry.
That was X019. Kevin.
That was X019.
Sign us off.
this has been your weekend Praise the Pickle podcast. We managed to make it under an hour for you people.
We have just recorded it directly after recording.
Yeah,
so apologies if we sound a bit tired or anything. We haven't
I
done
think,
like 4
I think
hours.
in terms of, considering I was listening to you guys talk about it, I think you guys did a pretty good job.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah. So this has been your host. Weirdly enough,
Don't get used to it
for this podcast. You'll be back with Benjamin being your host next on Monday. When you listen to it, go listen to that one.
Hell yeah.
And it's goodbye from me, Ben, and Daniel.
And Kevin, and Ben, if people want to get in touch.
Oh yeah, sorry. I oh my god.
Go on, Kev,
what?
do it.
What the
Do the thing.
Do the thing.
Okay, Daniel.
Wait, what? Huh?
I know. I was switching it up. I'm the host.
So you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh.
If people want to tell us how excited they are for these games, and tell Ben that Kevin should be the host, and all those good little things, how would they go about doing that?
You go on Google and you type in "Praise the Pickle," and you'll find us on there somewhere. Or you can go to Twitter @Praise the Pickle, or you can go to Facebook.com/Praise the Pickle. Or if you're feeling adventurous, you can visit our website, praisethepickle.com. Or, as of today, we have an Instagram page.
Whoop, whoop.
I don't know what it is. I think it's just Praise the Pickle.
It's just Praise the Pickle.
Amazing. And I feel like I am missing something.
He feels like he's missing something. So make sure you subscribe and
send feedback. Email us.
Yes.
Praise the Pickle podcast @gmail.com.
Pickle.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Praise the Pickle.
Pickle.
And we will see you on Monday.
Hey.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Pickle.
Pickle.
Bye.
Hello.
Bye. 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 Bye.